Hey YouTube, Gecko Guy here. So this is going to be a GameStop rant. So let's start off the year ranting about GameStop. So recently I've been getting a little curious. You know, my GameStop rant videos do get a little bit of attention. I have been having some comments lately. Why don't we talk about this little power-up card? 15 bucks for 1 year. Really? It should be good for a lifetime. Come on, seriously? How you gonna do that to gamers? Oh, 15 bucks 1 year. Next year you gotta renew it. And really, it all you save is like $2 on a couple of games, or you get some games for like $5 and there aren't even good titles, and you might pretty much just bring it back to the store anyways. So with this, it's like 15 bucks for a year, and I personally feel like I have wasted money on this thing. I barely buy video games because, you know, here's what I have to pay for. I have to pay for gas. I gotta pay for my own food. I gotta pay for insurance. I gotta pay, you know, other stuff. Gotta get, pay money for my reptile collection. I'd rather have reptiles than I would video games. You know, I spend my money on other stuff like my other hobbies, like my RCs, and I barely get around to games anymore. So I feel like I've wasted money on this thing. I'm not going to renew it because it's like, oh, it saves $2. And it's like, okay, yeah, new titles are 60 bucks at GameStop. And they say, oh, do you want to buy it used? You get like $5 off. And it's like, the only reason why they do that is to try to swindle you into it. Because they get 80% of the profit off of that sale, off of that used game. The creator, the content creator, gets nothing. And content creators are starting to realize this. That's why we have all digital downloads for the new gen consoles like the Xbox One, PS4. It's all digital downloads because the the creators are tired of this used game market, and you know, they sell it, well, they sell you the little cards or little games, and you can only download it, and you own all the rights of that game. Once you buy the title, whether it's the disc or the actual digital download, you own all rights to it. When you sell that, you get rid of all the rights. You know, you give the rights to someone else, and you know, they're free to do whatever they want. Now, I see a positive and a negative with this. For one, here's the negative. Yeah, the content creator's not going to get their money, but GameStop gets the money. Okay, so. And also, guys, let's face it, we spent 60 bucks, brand new titles. Here I think in Wisconsin it's like 63 bucks with tax included after you buy a new title game. That's the equivalent of me working 6 hours, and I make $10.35 an hour, but that's still working six hours just for that game. Is it really worth it? And then, you know, these content creators are like, oh, do you want this DLC? It's 20 bucks, or that DLC, it's 20 bucks. You know, you already dug it's $60 in deep in your wallet. They want you to spend an extra 20. So now that $60 game becomes 80 and closer to 100 once these new packs keep coming out. So, and you know, you're in 100 bucks in this game. Maybe you don't want it anymore. You want to sell it. You didn't like the game, or you're trying to get other games, trying to move on. Maybe get like 20, 30 bucks back. Is it really worth it to be gaining 30, losing 70? No, not at all. That's why I suddenly realized that, you know, selling video games is not at all worth it. As much as I hate the game, maybe I take a break from the game for a while, maybe I don't play it. You know, I can still come back to it, I'll still have it, and it's in better condition than it will ever be at GameStop. When I buy games, I always buy new. I don't mess with this used stuff. I tend to take my business to Best Buy, but Best Buy's game collection is very poor. They don't have a lot of good titles in there. They don't have a lot of the older stuff. They just have like maybe 2 years back. That's how much they have. And it's usually just like one row of stuff versus GameStop. It's like a whole store, you know? So Best Buy's trade-in is actually a lot better, and I have had a better luck with their used games over there. Sometimes I'll go to GameStop, the game will be really scratched up, sometimes I'll get the wrong game. I always, before I even leave to register, I open the game up, I look at the disc, see if it's the right one, see if it's scratched up to hell, and then I'll go on my merry way. I will never leave the store if it's just like that. You know, I highly recommend you guys check your disc, check to see if it's the right game. You know, if you're buying a used console, you know, I bought my used Xbox because, you know, let's face it, in 3 years, the support's going to drop and there won't be any Xbox Live anymore for 360. So when I bought the used console, it was missing a cable cord. It was missing part of the cord to the 12-volt power supply. And, you know, that really sucks for me. You know, I drove out 20 minutes in really bad weather, really bad icy roads, and, you know, I didn't feel like going out again. That's high risk driving for me. And is it really worth it to go get an AV cord? Not really. So I was really pissed off about that. You know, they apologized. They, you know, why don't you offer me something complimentary, like a GameStop gift card for your mistake? You guys got to check that. You know, I spent like $230 on that console. You know, I expect everything to be in there, and what do you know, it wasn't. And, you know, I'm seriously sick and tired of all their game cases with a whole crap load of stickers. It's like, that is unnecessary. Get that off of there. You guys should have a whole system where it should be just in there. You know, maybe put it like a smaller sticker on there, because that is seriously getting annoying. And, you know, you try to get that sticker off because maybe you don't like that on there. Me personally, I like all my games original in the case. I like the artwork to be displayed. I don't like all those stickers on there. And when you peel those off, you got to get some Goo Gone to get all that adhesive off. Oh, it's a nightmare. And it's like, sometimes they'll put sticker over sticker, like let's say there's like price change or some sort of mix up. And then they even tried ripping my friend off. Mass Effect 3, the bundle, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, that was for $40. And then they were trying to say it was $60 for brand new. And then it's like, nope, what does that sticker say? That says $40 right there. Try ripping my friend off. And, you know, I'm not ever going to sell any of my games as much as I don't like them or don't want it anymore. It's not worth it. You know, I've already dug a big hole in there. You know, I recommend you guys keep it, because it's like, looking back now, I've got dozens of GameCube games that I had as a kid that I regret selling, and, you know, it took me a while to buy them back, and, you know, I wish they were in better condition, because when I was a kid, I took very good care of my games. I rarely got any scratches. I would always put it back in the case when I'm not using it. I wouldn't leave it in the console. I wouldn't shake around my console while the game is in there. So, you know, I guess that's a little rant. I'm not personally going to use this card. You know, I don't ever see the need to. You know, Best Buy is a better company. You know, even eBay is a better place to go. As far as selling games on eBay, you know, it's still kind of risky, because, you know, what if that person's disk drive doesn't read their game but yours does? They'll say, oh, it never reads. It's like, well, that's a disk drive problem, you know. You still got to give that person their money back, or maybe they're trying to swindle you. Maybe it does work, they claimed it didn't, and, you know, that's their free game, I guess. So it's risky business going there too. I mean, if you are totally wanting to sell games, you know, that's fine. I'm not going to stop you. But, you know, maybe even Craigslist would be a better option. Well, maybe not, because you get weirdos at your house, and Craigslist people always lowball you. So, I guess that's my GameStop rant. You know, guys, what's your opinion on GameStop? I generally don't buy a lot of titles, and when I do, they're usually ones that I want, or I wait until the reviews are out. And that's another thing, guys. I would highly recommend you guys wait a bit. Don't be on the day one of the launch to buy it. Wait a couple of days, you know, see if it's really something you like. And also, guys, I highly recommend you guys watch a little bit of those GameStop employee confessions, because, you know, those new games, they are not new. They have used them, they have been used by the workers and then repackaged. You know, when I want a new game, I expect to see that plastic sealed case. I want to take off that case. If it's in a little pouch, that is not new. That is used. Okay? Now, I've seen it where the associates would actually cuss towards me. Well, not like call me a bitch or anything, but they would say, this is a good fucking game, or that game is going to make you pissed off and mad as hell. Who does that? I mean, you're like, that's degrading the company a little bit. You know, I could have called corporate about that. I have gone in there with an audio recorder just to get my money back, because you can return gift cards there and get cash for them. If it's not on their return policy, you can do it, and you can make a claim to corporate. So, yeah. Also, the shelves are pretty dusty around mine, and the floor is pretty nasty. But then again, it is winter, so. And then I do not like the managers there. They're just, their customer service is like, oh, I'm an asshole. All of the GameStops here, they hire assholes. And it's like, if you're trying to work for GameStop, you know, if you're not 18, good luck getting in. If you don't have any retail experience, good luck getting in. You know, the people who are already there don't want to leave. And, you know, sometimes they'll even let you go for no reason. And, you know, there's all these videos of, like, dumpster diving, and then some people find some pretty good stuff, some people don't. And, you know, there's a thing called pennying out. Maybe if a game didn't sell, they're supposed to scratch that disc up so bad that nobody can play it. And here in Wisconsin, it's illegal to dumpster dive, so I'm not ever going to do that. And, you know, they take, like, old AV cables, snip them, they cut them, nobody can use them. You can't even recycle it. They just throw it in the trash. It's worthless. At least give it to Goodwill or something, you know. Sell it, they can at least get it, sell it for cheap. But then again, oh, why would I ever help another company? You know, just give it out for free then, you know. I'm sure people would appreciate a free game. I mean, to just scratch up a disc, tear up these clothes, that's wasting product, guys. That's just a huge waste. You know, it could be put to other things. Maybe you could sell it for so cheap, maybe people would buy it. You don't need to be destroying your product and your inventory. That's just wasting money on your part. So, that's just really unacceptable. I mean, these are good games. I mean, gamers would really be pissed off if they saw those games going to waste. You know, I guess I'm really pissed off at GameStop. I don't see why I ever go in there. Like, I'll go in there every now and then if there's, like, a really good sale going on, or if there's a new title coming out. But, you know, comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Like me on Facebook. Be sure to check out my gaming channel, Slenderman Gaming, and we'll see you next time.